differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time-to-talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 11 o'clock.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by Rain-X. A new report says Illinois auto insurance rates will drop more than 4% in 2026 while premiums rise nationwide. House Speaker Emanuel Welch and Secretary of State Alexi Janulius support insurance regulation as a priority. Governor J.B. Pritzker and the Illinois Department of Natural Resources announced $36 million in grants for 67 local park projects. The funding comes through the Open Space Land Acquisition and Development Program, which has awarded more than $675 million since 1986. U.S. Representative Mike Bost is praising a 7-2 U.S. Supreme Court ruling that gives him standing to challenge an Illinois election law. The lawsuit targets rules allowing some mail-in ballots to be counted up to 14 days after Election Day. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by Rain-X. A new report says Illinois auto insurance rates will drop more than 4% in 2026 while premiums rise nationwide. House Speaker Emanuel Welch and Secretary of State Alexi Janulius support insurance regulation as a priority. Governor J.B. Pritzker and the Illinois Department of Natural Resources announced $36 million in grants for 67 local park projects. The funding comes through the Open Space Land Acquisition and Development Program, which has awarded more than $675 million since 1986. U.S. Representative Mike Bost is praising a 7-2 U.S. Supreme Court ruling that gives him standing to challenge an Illinois election law. The lawsuit targets rules allowing some mail-in ballots to be counted up to 14 days after Election Day. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. Today, mostly sunny with a high near 25, a chance of snow showers after 4 p.m. Tonight, snow likely with cloudy skies and a low around 22, rising to 27 overnight. Looking ahead to tomorrow, a chance of snow showers with mostly cloudy skies and a high near 36. Currently, it is 18 degrees with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club. Salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love, mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Welcome in, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN, the voice of the valley and the talk of the town. We're broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you, the listeners, the community, the Fox River Valley area. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today and listening to us. Remember, you can tune in on that AM 1410 dial, the classical way of doing so, or you can also watch us on YouTube, youtube.com/WRMN radio. Don't forget, of course, you can hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so that you can always keep yourself up to date and in the loop on what's happening here in the Fox River Valley area and what's going on here on WRMN. Yes. We've got some good things to talk about today. Later into the show, I'm going to go through a conversation story, talking a little bit about New Year's resolutions. I know a lot of times they usually fall by the wayside, but an article is going to be discussed here on how there is a better approach to make real changes. So we'll talk a little bit about that later today. We'll also go through, of course, some upcoming local events that are coming up here in the Fox River Valley. But we also want to tell you, too, as we've been announcing it, as Dennis has been announcing here on the WRMN 10 o'clock news segment, about our local programming, our night shows as well, too, that you can listen to. And I've got him here on the airwaves sticking around with us. How you doing there?
Doing great. Happy to be on Out to Lunch. Fantastic show, buddy.
Thank you. Well, you are on the Zoom side of things calling in here, and I wanted to stick around a little bit to tell us a little bit on what's coming up here for those late night shows for the night owls out there.
Oh, absolutely. No, I always loved classic radio theater, right? Even Dean and I have talked about it quite a bit, about getting some more of that. When radio, the golden age of radio, right? When we all turned around and, well, maybe not all of us, but we have the vision of everybody looking at the clock and realizing, oh, it's 9 o'clock. It's time to go sit down in front of the TV, the appointment broadcasting, or we have that, you and I, but it goes back even before the television. It goes back to the radio. And of course, we've got here on the FCC side to do a little bit of radio inside baseball. The evening time was when the FCC said, okay, now's the time that you can have your a bit spicier programming, right? It was you couldn't necessarily play all the crime dramas in the middle of the day because that was classic programming. The channel, the station delivered a program to you, and at the end of the day, we can't all be Ranger Bill episodes 24 hours a day. Sometimes you need a little bit of grit, or you need a little bit of sci-fi, or you need a little bit of that mystique or that drama to put in there. I mean, that's what we watch now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to spice it up a little bit here. So you were showing me this really cool website called Internet Archive, and they've got a whole bunch of different cool old radio shows and programs. So I'm going to definitely take a little dive in this as well during my free time. Absolutely.
Yeah, the best thing is about the public domain is it's public. It's out there. It's for everybody. So any of the stuff that we are going to end up playing in the evenings, you can go out and listen to. So if all of a sudden you're like, hey, I'm a big Orson Welles fan and I love The Shadow, when you play that at 11 o'clock at night, it really sparks something in me. You can go to the internet. I go to archive.org. They keep track of a lot of the things that are out there in the public domain. And you can go there and spend the rest of your evening listening to The Shadow. What we wanted to curate for this lineup here is we wanted to kind of have a ramp up to George Norrie. George Norrie is a big staple, has always, coast to coast has always been a big staple here, not only in the Chicagoland area for WRMN, but it's been there for a while. So we wanted to fit in some content that kind of led up to it. We were getting some feedback for some of the politics side of some of the things that we were playing over here. So what we did was we changed up the lineup. So a political talk show and Big Top Sports have essentially flipped places. We've also added a new news hour to make sure that we're delivering news twice a day for everybody here at WRMN. Also, a political talk show is sharing a 2-hour political news block with Andy Hoosier from Voice of Reason. And Andy Hoosier, Voice of Reason is a nationally syndicated conservative talk show, and it focuses on activism at the local level, just like we do here for a political talk show. But Voice of Reason discusses current events while applying constitutional principles and traditional values and logic of the issues of today. Being a millennial, Andy has a unique perspective on struggles of just us millennials, right? He's part of it. He's that first-time home buyer. He's that younger dad, or finally starting to get into the career. And so he tries to apply common sense, logic, humor, and, of course, sarcasm to the show. But Andy believes the best way to approach tough talk is with that humor and civility. So he fits in really well with my show at 7, so he follows up for me. And that's right before we get into this evening side.
Very nice. I'm looking forward to listening to his show. I think it's really good that you both kind of have that like back to back, where it's, the apolitical talk show, and then it's also his show to kind of put that into that political, I guess, section, right? Within that time frame. Later at night, kind of that dinner time. It's a little bit after dinner. You're settling in for the night. You want to hear, of course, the local news beforehand, and then getting into the political side of things.
Exactly. Then once you're done with your political veggies, then you can get right into your radio dessert. And so yours truly, Johnny Dollar, kicks off at the 9 o'clock hour. And what I like about I've been doing a lot of research heavily for the past 3 weeks, but as we decided to make this decision a couple months ago, I've been listening to it. But yours truly, Johnny Dollar, was one of the shows I used to listen to all the time as well. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, insurance investigator, Johnny Dollar follows leads from coast to coast, assembling cases through interviews, evidence, and his action-packed expense account. That's what always got me with this. It's not a narration of like, and Johnny went to the store, and then Johnny called the coroner's office, and then it's more of a Johnny Dollar's expense, 6 cents calling the coroner. And then you hear the conversation with the coroner. So it's a great vehicle for storytelling, and you never know what kind of encounter he's going to get because of the insurance. There are times where the insurance and the fraud may even be one of his own close friends. So it's a great show with a lot of high stakes, and it's procedural, right? It's back to that dragnet. It's back to here is the clues. Let's follow them as they go.
There you go. And yeah, I mean, they originally aired back in 1949 is when that was. So a lot of people are listening to that older classic radio. And maybe many folks even remember it from when you're a kid. This is a great way to bring some of that nostalgia back. And I think that's great, especially for that late night. Those late night owls who stay up and have that extra cup of coffee like myself. So
exactly. And essentially it's coast to coast, so it's all over the place for it. And then the next show after that at 9:30 is Pat Novak for Hire. So San Francisco's waterfront, Pat Novak makes his living in the rough trade of docks, boats, and bad deals. With Inspector Hellman never far behind, Novak is pulled into rackets, disappearances, and double crosses where survival depends on nerve, timing, and knowing when everyone is lying. What I like about this show is it's a little of the same style of Johnny Dollar with a little bit of the mystery and true crime type of style to it. But the thing is Pat Novak isn't the guy coming in after the crime. Pat Novak for Hire is all about a guy that just keeps getting swept up in deeper crimes. So maybe somebody hires Pat to go, I don't know, make sure that there's a stalker not following your sister anymore, or maybe he's there to just be a rough guy for a little bit. Hey, I need you to stand behind me while I do this other deal. So this rough guy or this henchman type of man for hire gets swept up in so many different rackets that the Inspector Hellman knows him by name.
that sounds like a good show too. And what's again cool about it is it's that older tone. So I imagine that you've got kind of that I don't know what you call it, kind of crinkly sound. You know, that old recording sound that brings that old classical sound to radio that a lot of people enjoy.
Now you got to remember, a lot of this stuff was recorded on tape, if it was recorded. I mean, you and I both know that if you don't record it on radio, it just goes out into the ether, never to be republished again. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of this stuff, these are the ones that they actually preserved back in the 1930s and 40s. So these recordings are almost 100 years old, which is what I think is one of the best parts about it, is to kind of look backwards in time and figure out how these people lived their lives, almost like a time capsule. Mm-hmm. And so if you're one of those people that are maybe that older Gen X or the boomer side, and you remember your parents or your grandparents listening to some of these shows or things like that, this is I think the new revitalization for it, because we're getting younger people like you, Matt, who like this more of mystery and macabre and kind of this old school, almost radio punk type of entertainment.
Absolutely. What I also like about this too is you're listening to it, so you're not really seeing anything in front of you, which actually makes your imagination go even wilder, right? When we watch a movie or a TV show and we see everything that's going on, the horror, the suspense, things like that. Um, we see it on a visual aspect of it, on a visual level. But when we take it to just hearing it phonetically, when we just listen to it, everyone's imagination is going to be interpreting it a little differently, and it's almost more creepier in a way when you're sitting there and you're listening to the things of terror and suspense and psychological thriller. So I like that aspect to it, and I think it'd be cool if that comes back kind of into the limelight again.
The theater of the mind, Matt, that's the best part about it. When you're reading a book, it's the theater of the mind. When you're listening to the radio, it's the theater of the mind. You know, the jump scares in some of the horrors and stuff where maybe there's a shadow that moves across the background, or maybe there's a face that's in the shadows or something. It's setting up for that suspenseful jump that's in there.
Yep.
Well, in radio, a lot of times they'll be having a conversation and they'll hear a creak of the floorboards behind them. They'll hear a thump coming from upstairs. And so you still get a little bit of that jump scare type of suspense building, but it's all in your mind. I don't get to see the monster in the shadows. I hear the monster.
Right.
What does so you hear that thump, you hear that there. And this is where at 10 o'clock the shadow comes in. Who knows what evil lurks in the heart of men? The shadow knows. A master of disguise, a psychological warfare stalks the city's criminals, striking from the darkness with eerie certainty. Each episode blends the pulpy menace, the melodramatic intrigue, and supernatural tingled atmosphere into classic radio adventure. Now, this is Orson Welles at his best. The Shadow, all about a amateur detective, so he doesn't even really work for the police agency, and he has a gal Friday, Margot Lane, and so the detective Lamont Cranston, he learns how to disguise himself and how to cloud the minds of men so he can sneak back into the shadows. I mean, for over 22 years, this show reigned in the suspense and drama. And honestly, Orson Welles, I think, drove a lot of that.
That's really cool. And that also too, what's it's nice about these shows too is you get different characters that appear and different stories, but it's all kind of all under the same umbrella in these shows, or I guess under the same shadow, right?
There you go. That's right. The Whistler comes in after that at 10:30. It's essentially a narrative forward type of side, but it's regular people. Like we talked about Pat Novak, how sometimes he falls into some of these rackets, but at the end of the day, he's a henchman getting paid. So the Whistler is a little bit different, and it's where ordinary lives slip into secrets or guilt or sudden consequences. Each episode unfolds more like a moral puzzle. A decision is made in haste, and then a hidden past is exposed, and then the trap is finally closing in around somebody. The tone is intimate because the Whistler is narrating it for the whole thing, but the twists and turns that linger, when you see a thriller, or you watch a thriller or read a good thriller book, and you go, man, if they just would have done this one thing, it wouldn't have cascaded so crazy. Yep. The Whistler narrates that downfall, and so we're getting more into that darker type of side of the old time classic radio. Again, I wanted to have a late night feel to it instead of just the happy-go-lucky Ranger Bill's gonna solve all the problems of the world.
Mm-hmm. And that's nice about these shows too. Is it's like a time when you can like kind of curl up a little bit, and you can get your blanket, you can get your maybe a little cup of tea or coffee or whatever, and get like settled in and like prepared for it, right? And that's the nice thing about this about these different shows as well, is you can prepare for it, you can mentally prepare for it, but also have the mind open to be creeped out about stuff too. Because
Matt, the first night that I stayed up and listened to the whole lineup, at 11 o'clock, this is the premier guy right here. Suspense is the name of the show. And it was radio's premier thriller anthology. Like, this was it. This was like the Twilight Zone of, or rather the Law and Order.
Mhm.
This is the Law and Order of that. But the thing is think about a little twist of maybe that suspense and not necessarily that procedural stuff as strict as Law and Order was. But maybe it's not a killer. It could be a ghost or something. But I'll tell you, listening to some of these shows at night, by yourself,
You get the
whether in your
heebie-jeebies.
car. Oh my goodness, every single sound that happens in your house, you think it's coming from the radio.
Yep. I bet. Oh my goodness.
It is fun. And then finally, we close the whole thing up with what I call Sci-X fiction. And that is, we have two shows, X-1 and Dimension X. And they're two shows that kind of dip into the what would happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Science fiction comes alive, tales of experiments gone wrong, strange worlds and dimensions. Maybe they discover an occult type of thing that transforms something else. You know, each story explores the hazards of ambition and the limits of human control. So aliens, time, technology, the unknown, and it's all with crisp narration, that strong drama that we're looking for, and the classic radio imagination. And that essentially closes out that time, all for Coast to Coast to kick off with George Norrie. So I think it's a solid segue from our normal, everyday, regular programming into our overnight programming with George Norrie and going into those wee hours of the morning.
I love it. What's great too about the lineup that you have chosen here is it's a seamless transition when it comes to the different categories, right? You've got the apolitical talk show, Voice of Reason. You know, you're thinking about things and you're like trying to think about the world and things like that. And then you start to get into a little bit more on the procedural things. What are some life events and things to talk about and to recognize that way? And then it kind of gets into more of the horror and the creepier side of things, the suspense, the mystery, and then ending with that coast to coast too. So it works very well. Something else I've noticed too a lot about these great shows is the background music that's incorporated into it. Those little subtle little piano keys that play at a certain moment, or you know, the screeching of a violin for just a second. Those type of things that really kind of get the blood flowing. Go, oh my gosh, wait, what's that? What just happened? So
absolutely, I'm there with you, man. Is the Foley, which essentially is the sound effects that go in. Those are live Foley. The reason that they feel so crisp, the reason that they feel so just woven within the drama is because they were doing those live. They didn't push a button that said footstep sound effects. They literally had a guy with shoes slamming them onto the table.
Yep.
So that's why it feels so natural and just it feels like you're being pulled directly into the story. And I absolutely love it. If anybody has any suggestions, they've got another show that they want to kind of throw into the lineup or anything like that, you can always email us at info@WRMN1410.com. Let us know what you think about it. If you think we're going a little too dark, if you want to put a little bit more of the Lone Ranger or anything like that in, just let us know. We've got plenty of options for things, and we want to build a station for you. No reason to burn these hours just to kind of put something in there. Let's put something in that you'll kick the radio on and keep on.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks so much for joining us and telling us this lineup. I am definitely looking forward to listening to it.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. And I know I'll be listening to it because I think it's a great flow. And so stick around for more great WRMN changes.
Absolutely. I just hope I can sleep at night. All right, buddy. Take care. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Of course. All right, folks. We're going to take a quick time out. We'll be back with more here in just a little bit.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by Rain-X. U.S. Representative Mike Foss is praising a 7-2 U.S. Supreme Court ruling that gives him standing to challenge an Illinois election law. The lawsuit targets rules allowing some mail-in ballots to be counted up to 14 days after Election Day. A new report says Illinois auto insurance rates will drop more than 4% in 2026 while premiums rise nationwide. House Speaker Emanuel Welch and Secretary of State Alexi Janulius support insurance regulation as a priority. Governor J.B. Pritzker and the Illinois Department of Natural Resources announced $36 million in grants for 67 local park projects. The funding comes through the Open Space Land Acquisition and Development Program, which has awarded more than $675 million since 1986. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-296-6868. That's 800-296-6868.
At Britain's Touchless Car Wash, they know life gets busy. That's why they're here 24/7 to keep your car looking spotless, fast, and easy. Their advanced brush-free wash technology delivers a sparkling clean without a single scratch, because they treat your car like it's their own. Here's the best part. Right now, you can get a free car wash just for joining their text club. It's simple. Just text BRITT to 30400, and your first wash is on them. Britain's Touchless Car Wash has two convenient locations, 1923 Larkin Avenue in Elgin and 555 Willow in West Dundee. They're proud to keep your car clean while giving back to our community. Text BRITT to 30400. That's BRITT to 30400. Now for your free car wash, and see why Britain's Touchless Car Wash is the fast, gentle, and reliable choice.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Progressive. Today, mostly sunny with a high near 25. A chance of snow and snow showers after 4 p.m. Tonight, snow likely with cloudy skies and a low around 22, rising to 27 overnight. Tomorrow, a chance of snow showers with mostly cloudy skies. Currently, it is 18 degrees and mainly clear. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN. Thank you to Dennis Sonar Green, our operations engineer, and, of course, program director here in WRMN, giving you the insights on those really cool shows that are coming up. I'm excited to listen to them. I hope you are, too, with the new show lineups for later at night, getting a little spooky at times, too. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to have to sit with my cup of coffee. Now, look. You know what will even make it more interesting, too, for my end of things is my room is already creepy as it is. So if you know me already, I don't even, have I even shown pictures? I don't know, of my room. It's all old stuff, right? Okay. Steve Thorne knows about it. I've shown him pictures. It literally looks like one of the rooms in his house in the Wing Mansion, right? Yeah. So I turn the lights down, get a little cup of coffee or some tea, and then just sit and listen to that classic radio, the creepy radio, right? I think that would be really cool. Yeah, definitely. I'm totally down for it. I'm excited. So that's our little lineup, or not really even a little lineup. It's a pretty big lineup there in terms of course, the classics of it, right? A lot of the radios, different programs that you might have heard of back when you were younger. Maybe you've never heard of them before. So take the chance to try it out. Again, like Dennis said here, we don't want to try to just put stuff out there just to fill in the time, right? We want things that people will enjoy. We want things that people look forward to that say, hey, you know what? It's 10 o'clock. It's time to tune into that classic radio theater or The Whisperer or The Shadow, things like that. So of Dimension X, right? All those different shows that we talked about here. So it's a great time to listen in. Those are starting up. I'm excited for it. I hope you are too. Thank you to Dennis for sending that over here. Telling us about that information as well. And I know that he also did send a couple other, what was it? There was a commercial too. I might play it a little later, but very nice on some good stuff that's coming up. So stay tuned for that and more, especially if you are a late night owl, tune in here. And like we said before too, if you have any recommendations for shows and programs that you want us to play, feel free to reach out to us. You can reach out to any of us. You can reach out to Sonar at WRMN1410.com. You can reach out to Dino at WRMN1410.com. You can reach out to me, Matt at WRMN1410.com. If you have any suggestions for local programming shows or late night shows that we can play or something over the weekend, even on Sundays, right? We've got a whole time slot filled for Sundays, especially later in the day after the church programs. We do play shows, of course. We always are running here. But if you have any suggestions for us, let us know. Let us know. Especially a lot of the Sunday shows outside of the church programs are public domain. So feel free to reach out to us. Please feel free to do so. We'd love to talk to you. If you have any suggestions, let us know. And again, check out this website. It's Internet Archive. Really, really cool website to go to. If you've never been before, you can search things that are related to the web, books, texts, videos, audio, all those different things. It's really, really cool to see. They are celebrating 1 trillion web pages archived as well too, and use the Wayback Machine, which is a really cool one to use. I've tried using it before. Of course, what did I use it for? Well, trying to look up and see if any distant relatives of mine had like a blog space back in the 2000s talking about family history, right? Things like that. Couldn't find anything, but it's a great archive nonetheless to check out some really cool stuff. So I highly recommend it if you've never tried it out before, especially TV, again, radio and this audio sounds. You can go to their section there, and it shows a lot of different shows that maybe you remember growing up as a kid, or maybe that your parents listened to, or maybe even grandparents. So there's lots of really cool radio shows that are out there. They've got one called the Vinyl Box, so you can listen to all of that. It's all public domain, so if you want to check it out, feel free to do so. So they've got some older songs and even some newer ones too. They've got local programming, University of Illinois Audio Archive, so many cool things. Very, very cool. In fact, I want to see if maybe I can, what I've been trying to do is maybe scoop up some things, see if I can find anything on Elgin, anything related to Elgin, or, of course you're going to find stuff, City of Chicago, right? That's pretty cool. And I think what's even going to be even more interesting too is I would not be surprised if one of these days an AI program goes in and checks out every single audio in these files, everything that is archived, and it goes through and it very quickly, if we get to this someday, which we very likely will, listen to all of the audio and transcribe it and then post it so that you can even do a keyword search. That would be really cool. So say, for example, you have a relative and you heard a story about, this relative of mine was featured on a radio show one time back in 1938. You can type in and, look up the name and see if it does come up in the keywords. It's not there yet, but that would be pretty cool if that were the case. That'd be really, really cool. So I'm telling you, folks, the technology's there. But even sticking to some of that classical radio is really cool to listen to and to be a part of. And to embrace it and to experience it for yourself. I encourage younger people too. You're used to seeing things visually on the screen. Try listening to some of the classical old radio. It's very similar to listening to creepy podcasts, right? Speaking to a lot of the younger folk out there, and people who listen to those creepy podcasts, right? You got the kind of creepy music in the background. It's usually a narrator. There are a lot of well-known YouTubers who are a younger age, around my age, and a little older or younger, who put on those too. So if you're a younger person listening right now, you probably know who I'm talking about. There's quite a few different people out there that do read a lot of creepy stories, kind of the creepy pastas, things like that. So it really is very, very similar to that. In fact, that's actually where the inspiration came from for when you hear modern podcasts reading those creepy stories and things like that. It's inspiration from these old classical time, creepier psychological shows. So we got to pay him tribute, right? And listen to the source of where it came from, which is really cool. So I'm glad we've got this new lineup here. We are excited. I hope you are too. You can check it out, archive.org. I'm going to be having a little bit of a field day, I think, later today doing this. I'm excited. I got to send myself a reminder, so I'm gonna take a picture with my phone on the screen here, because that's what we young people do. I did want to quickly just run through the weather just a little bit, and then our inspirational story, and then when we come back, we'll go through our conversation story of the day today. So weather's going to be a high of 24. It's nice and sunny outside currently right now. We are going to be seeing possibly some snow coming up tomorrow, actually snow tonight, 80% predicted, 1 to 3 inches. So make sure if you're traveling tonight that you're careful out there. For Friday, tomorrow, snow does continue on in the morning, and then it does start to clear up. Now, it's going to be a high of about 36 with a low of 11 degrees for Friday night. We get into Saturday, we see a high of 15 degrees, cloudy with a few flurries or snow showers possible. It then drops down to a low of 5 degrees. For Sunday, 15 is our high with a low of -1. Cloudier skies early, followed by partial clearing and very cold. And then Monday next week, we see a high of only 7 degrees, low of -1 degree. Another very cold day outside. Tuesday rolls around the 20th, a high of only 20 and a low of 17. It's going to be pretty much overcast throughout the day. And then for Wednesday and Thursdays, highs are both 27. Low for Wednesday's 13. Low for Thursday is 21. So it's kind of warm up a little bit, but it'll continue to drop and go up and down, fluctuate a little bit there. So that's what we're seeing for the weather and temperatures here for the rest of this week and also into next week as well. Let's see here. We have our inspirational story of the day today, welcoming to you here. This is a nice, short, little sweet story titled, I Love You, Mom. And this was posted today by a user named Kite. We have this Minecraft chicken. Now, if you're not quite sure what a Minecraft chicken is, this is what it is. It's a little Minecraft chicken in the game Minecraft, and they have these little chickens, right? You can lay eggs and hatch them in these little chickens, or you can just plop them anywhere, really. And that's the iconic chicken. Well, anyway, this person posted saying that they have this Minecraft chicken in their bathroom mirror, and they've had it for like a decade. It's never been moved. It's got used to seeing him there, is what this person's saying. A week ago or so, my mom thought it was finally time for him to go. But when she tried to take him out, she just said it felt wrong and that he belonged there. She said it makes her happy every time she sees him. His wings used to be down, but she put them up now. So that's a nice little thing. Just a cute little story there to continue on your morning here on WRMN. We thank you for tuning in today. Out to Lunch is sponsored by St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin. Get back to doing what you love with expert orthopedic and spine care at St. Joseph Hospital, located in Elgin. Of course, you can call them today for more information. Speak to them. They are here to help you in many different ways. This is, again, a way to trust your health to excellence. You can trust it with St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, a member of Prime Healthcare. You can also visit their website at stjosephelgin.com for more information. So thank you to them for sponsoring today's show, Out to Lunch. That's St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin. The time is 45 past the hour. We're going to take another quick time out. When we come back, we will go through our conversation story of the day today. Yes, New Year's resolutions, they usually fall by the wayside. However, we have the article written by Michelle Patterson Ford of Dickinson College telling us that there is a better approach to making real changes. And she's going to tell us a little bit on how we can do that. Stay tuned for more here on Out to Lunch. We'll be back after these messages.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy plates, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Looking to buy or sell a home in Chicagoland? Need trusted legal help with real estate, evictions, or estate planning? Turn to Guthrie & Brady, the happy lawyers serving the greater Chicago area since 1965. With over 50 years of experience, they handle titles and deeds, foreclosures, landlord-tenant issues, wills, trusts, and more. Appointments available evenings or weekends at their Roselle office or right in your home. Call Guthrie & Brady now at 847-524-1215. That's 847-524-1215. Or visit gnblegal.com. Guthrie & Brady, personal, professional, affordable legal services for all of Chicagoland. The happy lawyers since 1965. That's gnblegal.com. Or 847-524-1215. Guthrie & Brady, trusted legal help made easy, fast, affordable, and experienced. Call today.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Enjoying a healthy dinner that tastes great means eating out at a pricey restaurant, right? Wrong. Healthy Choice Simply Steamers are delicious and healthy. The Tray and Tray steam technology delivers crisp veggies and tender protein in tasty selections, like Healthy Choice Simply Steamers grilled chicken and broccoli Alfredo. It's a satisfying meal with 28 grams of protein and nothing artificial. Healthy Choice Simply Steamers. What having it all tastes like.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to, so make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you.
800-433-3082. 800-433-3082. 800-433-3082. That's 800-433-3082.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN. If you maybe want to know what was Elliot trying out today on this Thursday edition, well, I'm showing it to you on the screen. It is ostrich beef. Yes, I know. I know. David Tees even texted and said, "Oh no, it's Limu Emu, Limu Emu with Doug and Phil." Oh, goodness. That video has been posted. You can find it on our YouTube channel. Just recently posted now. What's in Elliot's mouth from today, the 15th. If you want to watch it for yourself, check it out. It's a funny video, always funny, and of course, a fun time here on the morning show. You can tune in every Monday through Friday. That's from 6 until 9 o'clock. Now, what I wanted to do is go through our conversation story of the day. It's the start of the year, right? You've been maybe trying to get those New Year's resolutions all put together. Maybe you already have them put together and you still have to try them out. Maybe you've already did some bucket list items, right? But it's more than just the bucket list items. You got to also have those resolutions. Now, I know that, of course, New Year's resolutions, a lot of times they can really fall to the wayside, but there is a better approach to these and making real changes. This is an article posted today by Michelle Patterson Ford, who is a lecturer in psychology at the Dickinson College. So we're going to see a little bit on what she says about this and what we can do. So she writes, "How are your New Year's resolutions going? If you've given up on them, you are not alone. Every January, people across the world seek a fresh start and set goals for the year to improve their health and also their quality of life. Dry January and new gym memberships accompany a desire to shake off the stress and those holiday pounds." I've been there, right? But research shows that resolutions typically don't last. As a practicing psychologist and professor of counseling psychology, Michelle here says that she's seen many people start off the new year with lofty self-improvement goals, only to become frustrated and then eventually give up earlier into the new year. This happens so frequently that a popular media has even coined the name Quitter's Day for the second Friday in January. That's a pretty early one for Quitter's Day. But does it surprise us? Well, when most people have given up on their resolutions, that's how the term has been coined. However, there is a way to continue your self-improvement goals and find success by making changes that offer those different rewards and increments instead of frustration. Michelle's students here and clients are consistently surprised as to how these small actions and practices can actually bring about big rewards in the long run. And there are a few manageable and meaningful practices to adopt that can last well after the New Year's motivation fades. So why don't these resolutions work? Well, most New Year's resolutions tend to be restrictive or rely on the willpower, right? We rely on it. We're like, We say it, right? But we have to actually do it. We have to continuously do it too. And with the jumble of our lives, focusing on relationships, work, our own mental health, sometimes it can be very hard to achieve these, especially when we have so many distractions, right? It could be things like eliminating alcohol and sugar from your diet or exercising every morning. Now, the problem is that these types of commitments force us to do something, let's be honest, that we don't really want to do, right? We're like, I want to lose the weight, but do I really want to do it, right? You have to be in the mental frame. You have to be in that mental mind work, that frame of mind work, if that makes sense with the jumble of words I'm saying here. You have to be in that frame of mind in order to achieve it. You have to continue to do that too. And it might come up in spurts here and there to be in that frame of mind work too. And that success can take time. It can take more than 6 weeks before improvements from exercising even become apparent. Of course, it comes no surprise that then these goals are often short-lived and they're unsuccessful in the long-term side of things. It's hard to be successful when we are battling ourselves to do things that really don't come naturally to us without immediate rewards, right? That instant gratification that we desire, especially in the world of technology that we live in today. In reality, people prefer immediate gratification, like I just said, and simultaneously tend to downplay the benefits of waiting for longer-term rewards. So how do we try to get involved in this? What can we do? Well, the first thing that Michelle here recommends is being kind to yourself, right? That's our go-to word that we say at the end of each show here on WRMN. If anything, be kind. Be kind to people, but also be kind to yourself. We're often much nicer to our friends and even to strangers than we are to ourselves at times. Kristen Neff, who's a psychologist and leader in self-compassion research, teaches that by mindfully quieting our inner critic and being as compassionate to ourselves as we would be to a friend or a loved one can significantly improve our well-being. Research also shows that people who do practice being their own partner or teammate rather than an opponent feel happier and more confident. And that source was taken from onlinelibrary.wiley.com is where you can find that. It's called Compass, One Compass, Many Directions. That's where the source comes from. So, of course, you feel happier, you feel more confident. The rewards from this type of self-compassion compassion can actually can be seen and felt faster than, say, the results of diet and exercise. And it can really help us to make those better choices on multiple aspects of our daily lives. It's kind of a domino effect. There's times when you don't even realize how it could be even positively affecting you in other areas too, because you're centering yourself, you're grounding yourself for life, right? You're grounding yourself for this and that might lead into this and lead into that. So it's a whole jumble bit of pathways there. But once you ground yourself and you realize that and you focus on that too, that being kind to yourself can really help to spread out to the rest of the world, right? There's a saying, you can't love others unless you love yourself. Now, in Michelle's personal and professional life, she's seen people succeed most often when they change how they relate to themselves. So really, in other words here, instead of being really critical of our own emotions and being more accepting of our own thoughts and feelings instead. When we receive those emotional rewards, we feel relief and happiness, payoffs that will make it far easier to enthusiastically repeat the pattern, right? And then the article does go a little bit further too, but we are running out of time. But to kind of tie in this article too, I've been listening quite often to Mel Robbins' podcast lately. She's phenomenal. She does great work too. And one thing that she did mention in a podcast yesterday that I listened to was to give yourself grace, to give yourself time too. It had a feeling of, if you're being very hard on yourself, if you feel like you're failing, if you feel like you just aren't doing it right, give yourself time and grace to love yourself, right? And that kind of ties in with this article too. I think a lot of reasons why a lot of people don't succeed with their goals is a lot of times those goals are overreaching for themselves. It's okay to kind of start off a little slow, start off small, and pick up the pace that along the way. At the same time, recognizing yourself and saying, you know what, I'm going to love myself too, and be kind to yourself so you can be kind to others, and it can all be spread out into the world. So there you go. That's the article of the day written by Michelle. Thank you for writing that. Here on theconversation.com is where you can find it for more details. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more here on Out to Lunch. 12 o'clock hour is up next.
Elgin isn't just a city. It's a community built on connection, innovation, and opportunity. And at the heart of it all is the Elgin Chamber of Commerce. For over a century, the Elgin Chamber has helped local businesses grow, connecting entrepreneurs, advocating for progress, and inspiring the leaders of tomorrow. Whether you're a new business just starting out or an established company looking to expand, the Elgin Chamber is your partner for success. Join a powerful network of leaders making a difference in our community every day. Together, we're shaping the future of Elgin one connection at a time. Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce, where business and community grow together. Call now, 847-741-5660, or go to info@elginchamber.com. Contact Carol Gieske.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by Rain-X. Governor J.B. Pritzker and the Illinois Department of Natural Resources announced $36 million in grants for 67 local park projects. The funding comes through the Open Space Land Acquisition and Development Program, which has awarded more than $675 million since 1986. U.S. Representative Mike Fost is praising a 7-2 U.S. Supreme Court ruling that gives him standing to challenge an Illinois election law. The lawsuit targets rules allowing some mail-in ballots to be counted up to 14 days after Election Day. A new report says Illinois auto insurance rates will drop more than 4% in 2026 while premiums rise nationwide. House Speaker Emanuel Welch and Secretary of State Alexi Janulius support insurance regulation as a priority. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Progressive Insurance presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
In the NFL playoffs this weekend, it's the divisional round of the playoffs. 2 games Saturday, 2 more on Sunday. On Saturday afternoon, the Denver Broncos will play at home against the Buffalo Bills. Broncos were the number 1 seed in the AFC. They had the week off last week. Seahawks also got a bye as the number 1 seed in the NFC. The Seattle Seahawks will play at home on Saturday night as they meet the San Francisco 49ers. Sunday afternoon, the New England Patriots are at home. They'll meet the Houston Texans. And Sunday night, the Bears in Chicago will host the Los Angeles Rams. John Harbaugh close to an agreement with the New York Giants to be the next head coach of the Giants.
The Sports Update brought to you by Progressive. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chris Campbell on WRMN, the talk of the town.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Chick-fil-A's new frosted sodas and floats. It's a 10 out of 10. Hey, this is Lizzie, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You will love having your favorite soda blended with our creamy ice stream to make a new frosted soda or float. With the mix of the ice stream and soda fizz, it's so delicious, I call it Fizzalicious.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Progressive. Today, mostly sunny with a high near 25. A chance of snow and snow showers after 4 p.m. Tonight, snow likely with cloudy skies and a low around 22, rising to 27 overnight. Tomorrow, a chance of snow showers with mostly cloudy skies. Currently, it is 18 degrees and mainly clear. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you looking to buy, sell, or trade something? Maybe clean out that attic or basement, or just make a little extra cash? Then don't miss Tradio on Out to Lunch with WRMN AM 1410. Weekdays at 12:30 p.m. Call in to let folks in the Fox River Valley know what you're looking for or what you've got to get rid of. It's easy, it's free, and it's a great way to connect with your community. Call in at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. If it's got to go, then let us know. Only on Tradio, here on WRMN AM 1410.
Hey Bear fans, want your business heard during every heart-pounding moment of the game? WRMN 1410 is now offering in-game ad spots for Chicago Bears broadcasts. Be part of the action as thousands of die-hard listeners tune in each week. Whether it's a touchdown, a turnover, or a timeout, your message will be right there in the mix. Spots are limited and going fast. Call WRMN 1410 today and score big with in-game advertising that delivers results. WRMN 1410, where Chicago comes to play. Get in the game with the Chicago Bears and WRMN.
And welcome, folks, to the 12 o'clock hour here on Out to Lunch, WRMN. There's that playful bump music there that I'm playing here on a Thursday. It is a sunny Thursday outside today. It is definitely cold. We're seeing the sunshine coming through absolutely magnificently here outside. Everything is just glowing. It is very, very nice. A bunch of birds just flew by the window, too. They are enjoying this beautiful weather. So if you haven't gone outside yet, get some of that sunshine, that energy. Ground your feet a little bit, too. I mean, maybe not necessarily in the very cold grass, wearing your shoes, but, just sit outside or stand outside for a second, take in the energy and say, wow, I'm here. And I get to live and breathe. How cool is that? So again, beautiful sunny skies days outside today. If you want to go outside, do so. I encourage you. Get some sunshine. That's what I love about working here in this, being here in the studio. Having these nice windows is just very relaxing. Now, of course, there's times when it's a little gloomy and it's raining and it's snowing. And sometimes I'm like, oh, the weather's not looking the greatest outside. Not to say that when it snows, it's always bad, right? But sometimes you get that mushy, gray snow, it's just dirty and it's slushy, right? All of that. Sometimes you see that out the window here. You're like, yeah, it's not that great looking. But you still get to see the downtown. I still get to see the downtown. Anyone that sits here gets to look outside the window and see what is happening in the community. I love that we have the studio here up front, so we really do feel like we're in the community here. It's not like we're in the in a back room somewhere where it's completely enfolded and there's no windows and things like that. You get to experience that beautiful sunshine coming through. And I know there's even some research on that too. People who work in a more natural light environment. I mean, it's going to be different for everyone, of course, but generally speaking, they feel a little bit more upbeat about it too. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes I like looking at pictures of like early, like early 2000s offices. If you've seen like office spaces that are like very nice and open, and that would be really cool to work in, which I really do. I mean, we've got these beautiful windows here right up front. So just a little something like that. I know I'm going on a tangent about it here, but just little things like that we sometimes take for granted that we want to appreciate, seeing the beautiful, nice windows here as well. We always have the very nice gentleman, the window guy, come in to clean the windows once a week here. He always does a phenomenal job with a smile on his face too. So also want to give him a shout out and recognize him as well. Lots of great local businesses are open in the downtown Elgin area, no matter where you might be in the Fox River Valley. We hope you're enjoying the day, even if you're out in Anaheim, California, like our good buddy Brendan here. He's having a good time. Wherever you might be, we hope that you're enjoying the show here. It is the afternoon time. This is Out to Lunch. Out to Lunch is sponsored by the lovely St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin. If you're looking for expert orthopedic and spine care close to home, well, St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin is here for you. Their highly skilled orthopedic and spine specialists provide advanced treatments for joint, bone, and back conditions, all with a personalized approach designed to get you moving again. Whether it's hip or knee pain, sports injuries, or complex spine issues, they use the latest technology and those surgical techniques to help you heal faster and get back to the activities that you love. And that's not all, of course. They have their comprehensive rehabilitation services, meaning you'll have expert support every step of the way, from surgery through recovery. So trust your health to excellence. You can trust St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, a proud member of Prime Healthcare. Call today at 847-931-5525 or visit stjosephelgin.com to learn more and to schedule your appointment. Get into the new year here, 2026, with passion and care. You might be interested in working for St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin. They are hiring. Explore rewarding career opportunities for your passion for care meets their commitment to excellence. Check it out for more information on their website at stjosephelgin.com. Thank you to them for sponsoring today's show, Out to Lunch. Let's take a look here. I did want to go through what we have for the rest of the day today. I'm on here until 1 o'clock for, of course, Out to Lunch. We do have our Tradio segment at 12:30. That's the time to call into the station number here at 847-931-1410. If you're looking to buy, sell, trade, and or announce to the Fox River Valley area, that'll be the time to call in. We've got some good Tradio callers who are looking to purchase some items, sell some, or trade some items too. We'll also go through, of course, what the word of the day is, the National Day calendar. Let's see what else we have, though, for our lineup today. We have What's Cooking Today with Michael Horn. That'll be coming up at the 1 o'clock segment. Yesterday, he did discuss with Larry Lipson, highlighting these, affordable wines under $20. He also did talk a little bit with a travel expert, Steve Perillo, sharing insider tips on making the most of your Italy vacation. Now, today on the show, he's going to be talking about some cool things here, including sommelier Larry Van Alst is reporting live from the San Francisco Chronicle Wine Competition. He's also having food historian George Geary uncovering the history, flavor, profiles, and recipes of these wines featuring citrus. Plus, in the news of the day, reheated pasta may blunt blood sugar spikes, the fading 3% mortgage era, dangerous Chinese-made airbags, and critically endangered sharks found in U.S. grocery stores. So you can tune into that and more. Listen to What's Cooking Today on CRN with Michael Horn. That is from 1 until 2. From 2 until 4, it is Talk Time with Tammy and friends. Looking forward to that as well. I do believe Becky will be on today. We also do have Dennis Sonar Green stopping by for a little bit also to be on Talk Time with Tammy and friends today too. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll be here, of course, part of the show, making sure everything runs nice and smoothly, but also being a part of the conversation there too. From 4 to 6, we have Big Top Sports with Derek Geyer. That's from 4 until 6. Always giving you, of course, the insights on some fun things. And a shout out also to his good friend Bob, too. I met yesterday, shook hands with him. Very nice gentleman, and he's been really enjoying the show since, I think he's been on since October, he said. So he's been really enjoying coming on to the show and watching that, too. Then from 6 until 7, we have the WRMN 10 o'clock news segment. Then from 7 to 8, it's a political talk show. And then from 8 to 9, it is with Andy Hoosier. And I apologize if I'm pronouncing his last name wrong. I've been saying Andy Hoosier. It's Andy Hoosier with the voice of reason. So stay tuned for more here on WRMN's local programming. And like we've been saying here too throughout the day, if you have any suggestions for us, don't hesitate. Feel free to reach out to us today at 847-741-7700 or feel free to email any of us. Taking a look at the time, it is 14 past the hour. We're going to take a quick time out. We'll be back with more here on Out to Lunch on WRMN, your local radio station. Stay tuned.
If your idea of therapy involves a fishing rod, a tree stand, or a campfire, then you need American Outdoors Radio. Host John Cruz speaks your language. Whether it's about the best lures, tracking game, or that one buddy who always forgets to bring the beer. John's got the tips to sharpen your aim, the hacks to pack lighter, and the stories to keep you entertained. Again, that's American Outdoor Radio with John Cruz. Saturdays at 7 a.m. on WRMN 1410. Or stream it at WRMN1410.com. Get ready to outfish, outhunt, and outcamp them all on American Outdoor Radio with John Cruz.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-509-TERM. 866-509-TERM. 866-509-TERM.
Listen this Sunday afternoon to Handle on the Law.
I know we're at an at-will date, but for making a comment, like, hey, your hair looks good. And then I got a call from HR saying, hey, you know what? You're under investigation. Do I have any recourse?
Were you fired?
No, not yet.
The problem, Eddie, is they can fire you for any reason they want. They literally can wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I'm a little bored this morning. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire Eddie for no reason. Yep, he can do that. Yeah, that's California. Yep, welcome.
It's Handle on the Law this Sunday afternoon from 4 to 7 right here on WRMN.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN AM 1410, broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you, the Fox River Valley area. Now, we're going to go through what we have here to recognize, celebrate, and enjoy today here on the National Day calendar. But before I do that, I have some important news. The city of Elgin released another press release at 10 a.m. this morning, so I do want to read it to you folks out there so that you know what is going on. And of course, you can subscribe to their newsletter at communications@cityofelgin.org. The following's for immediate release. Elgin Heritage Commission seeks nominations for 2026 Mayor's Awards for Preservation. Nominations are accepted through Friday, February 20th. The Elgin Heritage Commission is seeking nominations for the annual Mayor's Awards for Preservation. Applications are available on the City of Elgin's website at elgin.gov/Mayor's Awards. Nominations are due by 5 p.m. Friday, February 20th. The annual Mayor's Awards honor Elgin residents, groups, and organizations for preserving the city's heritage while also educating the community about Elgin's unique architecture, neighborhoods, and history. The awards advance the Elgin Heritage Commission's goals of revitalizing neighborhoods and downtown for the benefit of the entire community. The Mayor's Awards are presented to individuals, groups, and organizations who lead preservation projects, save one or more historical properties, educate and promote awareness of Elgin's heritage, conduct creative historic projects relating to archival or object collections, or maintaining a continuous cultural or historical organization for 50 years or more. In addition to the general awards, 4 special awards may be presented as follows. The Mayor George van der Voorde Award recognizes an individual for continuing vigor, imagination, and persistence in preserving Elgin's heritage. The William Stickling Award honors achievements in the adaptive reuse of industrial and commercial buildings. The Artisan Award recognizing the exemplary work by a contractor, craftsperson, or artisan in the preservation and restoration of the Elgin's architectural heritage. And finally, the Henry Jensen Award, recognizing extraordinary exterior and or interior rehabilitation work completed within the past year. Award recipients will be selected by the Elgin Heritage Commission and honored at the annual Mayor's Awards for Preservation, held each May during National Preservation Month. The 2026 event is scheduled for Tuesday, May 5th, beginning with a 6 p.m. reception, followed by the awards ceremony at 7 p.m. The event will take place at the newly renovated 1927 Tudor Revival Building, now known as the Lodge Performing Arts Center, located at 18 Villa Court in Elgin. For more information or to obtain a nomination form, contact Historical Preservation Planner Kristen Sundquist at 847-931-6004 or visit elginil.gov/Mayor's Awards. Some information about the Elgin Heritage Commission. The Elgin Heritage Commission is a citizens advisory commission that promotes Elgin's historic preservation activity through the protection, maintenance, and preservation of the city's architectural, historical, and cultural resources. The Elgin Heritage Commission is composed of 9 voting members appointed by the mayor of Elgin, the mayor and Elgin City Council. So thank you again to the City of Elgin for sending this out to, of course, the residents in Elgin and around the Elgin area. You can subscribe to their newsletter at communications@cityofelgin.org. So thank you again for sending out that press release. We greatly appreciate that. Let's see, what do we have for a little preview for Talk Time with Tammy and Friends? Because I just got the show rundown here. So it's Tammy live in studio here. It looks like I'm not seeing that Becky's with us, so it could be a Matt and Tammy Thursday today with also Dennis rolling in as well too. So we'll talk a little bit about some fun things, wacky laws, program changes with Sonar. That's when he's coming in. So we'll talk about that again here. That'll be at the 3 o'clock hour. So stay tuned for that. And then, of course, music memory. This Day in Music History is another one that's coming up too. That also does remind me as well. Music Memories for Steve Thorne will be discontinued because we are going to be having the WRMN 10 o'clock news segment during that time. So Steve will still be on Fridays for the Community Spotlight Show. That'll be from 9:30 until 10, right after the Fridays with the Finest. But then 10 o'clock will be our regular WRMN 10 o'clock news segment. If you have any questions on that, feel free to reach out to us, of course, for more information. You can reach out to us at news@WRMN1410.com. You can reach out to me. You can speak to any of us. Let's see what else is going on here, too. We've got the national days recognized today. It's National Strawberry Ice Cream Day, recognized today on January 15th, celebrating one of the choicest flavors of ice cream that many of us know about. It's made by blending either strawberries or strawberry flavoring with eggs, cream, vanilla, and sugar. Food coloring is often used to give it that pink or light red hue that we see and that we love. Holidays are best celebrated, of course, with someone else, so you can go out and get yourself some good ice cream that is strawberry flavored. A lot of local businesses do offer them, like La Michoacana, or also, of course, the bigger chains like Dairy Queen also has some strawberry ice cream to enjoy. So you can check those out. I do like strawberry ice cream. I don't have it very often. I do prefer strawberry ice cream if it's more flavored of strawberry rather than having those strawberry chunks in there. Not to say that I don't like strawberries. I actually do, but sometimes having the chunks in there can be a little, it's like, what's going on here? But that's just me. Sometimes the little seeds get stuck in your teeth. What are some other days? Also talking about food, it is National Bagel Day today. Great way to make it for breakfast, lunch, snack, or really all of the above too. So don't forget to pick your favorite schmear on there as well. I do like a nice classical cream cheese. Some people do like it with different flavorings on there. It's a very good kosher carbohydrate. It brings complex flavors to the deli and the sandwich bar too. Sometimes I like to have it as a sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich on a bagel, whether I go to Dunkin' or McDonald's or some of the local places that you can also find around the Fox River Valley area. Got some good bakeries out there. And really until the 1960s, bakeries made bagels by hand. Then what happened was the bagel maker made by Daniel Thompson. Along came the heated debate of man versus the machine. Many of you might remember. Thereafter, the question for the better bagel dangled before customers. Was it the handcrafted bagel or the manufactured one? Well, that's up for you to decide, of course. But the bagel became more common throughout North America during the last quarter of the 20th century. Now, credit for the bagels spread across the country goes in part to the efforts of bagel bakery Harry Lender, his son Murray Lender, and Florence Sender. So you had Lender and also Sender, unless that's a typo in the credits there on National Day calendar. But anyway, their pioneering efforts led to the automated production of these bagels, frozen bagels from the 60s, distribution, lots of them too. So there's also pre-slicing that was invented during that time. So those are the national days, the big ones recognized for the food side of things. It is also National Hat Day today, so you can celebrate each year on January 15th with a nice hat. Dig out your ceremonial best, and you can even tell the story behind it too. Very cool. You can wear your warmest toque, stocking cap, beanie, and share the name. Maybe you even give your hat a name, right? I love seeing those old pictures of Victorian men with the top hats. I actually have one of my great aunt's husband through marriage. There's a picture of him, and he's wearing this big top hat. Him and his brother, and it's a cool picture to have. And I think he even has like a walking stick too. He's all dressed nice, and it was from like the 1870s. It was a tin type picture. He's got a big top hat on, and he's got this curly mustache. So it's cool to see. It's cool to see all those old pictures of your relatives. Maybe they had some phenomenal big hats, things like that too. All that good stuff. And how people dressed. I know I've talked about that many a times here. See, I'm trying to find the picture of him with his hat. His name was Edward Burton Wise. Let me see him with his hat here. Oh, no, he doesn't have a walking stick, but that's him. That's him. He's got his big top. Well, it's not a big top hat, but he's got that interesting looking mustache there too. So very common during the 1880s, 1890s. Yeah, both him and his brother both having those top hats. Quite gothic. I like it a lot. So anyway, with that being said, there's lots of cool pictures out there. Or maybe yourself have a hat that's been passed down for generations, or you have a signature hat that you like to wear. Feel free to share it with us on the text line 505-926-1410. Today is National Hat Day. I don't usually wear hats because it messes up my mane a little bit. So I don't usually wear hats unless it's very snowy. I do have a Russian hat that I wear to go out if I snow blow and it's just so cold and blustery and windy. Then I do wear that. I wear that the fur Russian hat. So it's nice. It amplifies the Russian features already. So I do like wearing that hat. That's pretty much the only time you'll see me in a hat as well. Unless I wear a hat maybe for First Responders Fest coming up this year too in September. If we get like a First Responders Day hat or something, that would be cool. I would wear that. I definitely would. Taking a look at the time, it is approaching 12:30. Maybe you have a hat for sale on National Hat Day, or you're looking for one. You can announce it on Tradio coming up next here on WRMN AM 1410. Stay tuned for more, and we'll be back with more in just a little bit.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby, brought to you by Rain-X. U.S. Representative Mike Bost is praising a 7-2 U.S. Supreme Court ruling that gives him standing to challenge an Illinois election law. The lawsuit targets rules allowing some mail-in ballots to be counted up to 14 days after Election Day. A new report says Illinois auto insurance rates will drop more than 4% in 2026 while premiums rise nationwide. House Speaker Emanuel Welch and Secretary of State Alexi Janulius support insurance regulation as a priority. Governor J.B. Pritzker and the Illinois Department of Natural Resources announced $36 million in grants for 67 local park projects. The funding comes through the Open Space Land Acquisition and Development Program, which has awarded more than $675 million since 1986. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-296-6868. That's 800-296-6868.
If you have been charged with driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs in Cook County, DuPage County, or Lake County, Illinois, call the law office of Mark Sheblow at 773-775-5050. That's 773-775-5050. Attorney Mark Sheblow has over 29 years of law experience handling DUI defense, traffic violations, CDL violations, and Secretary of State driver's license reinstatement hearings. All aspects of your case will be examined in order to find evidence that may help your case, especially the statutory summary suspension of your driving privileges. If your breath alcohol concentration level at the time of the DUI arrest is 0.08 or more, then the summary suspension of your driver's license begins 46 days after the arrest. Time is a crucial factor in challenging the summary suspension of your driver's license. Our law office is located at 5945 North Elston Avenue in Chicago. That's 5945 North Elston Avenue in Chicago. And again, our office phone number is 773-775-5050.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast.
Brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
This afternoon, mostly sunny with a high near 25. A chance of snow showers after 4 p.m. Tonight, snow likely with cloudy skies and a low around 22. Temperatures rising to around 27 overnight. Tomorrow, a chance of snow showers with mostly cloudy skies and a high near 36. Currently, it is 20 degrees with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I took the gas hose out of my car's tank. Ooh, not smart. And I drove off while still attached to pump number 3.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN, the voice of the Valley and the talk of the town. Thanks so much, of course, for tuning in today. We are in our Tradio segment right now, so if you're interested in buying, selling, trading, and or announcing to the Fox River Valley area, you can call into the studio number here today. That number to dial is 847-931-1410. That's again, 847-931-1410. Again, if you've got something that's got to go, you can post it here. You can call in. You can text us. If you have any pictures on any of the things that are that you're looking for or that you have to sell, that's again our 505-926-1410. That's our text line that you can go to. So what we'll do, of course, is we'll go through some of the Tradio callers that have called in here within the past couple of weeks. And if you want to add yourself to the list, like I always say, you can do that. So we have Gary here looking for a typewriter for sale, preferably one from like the 30s, 40s, or 50s, the classical ones that you see in, Sherlock Holmes and those thriller shows, right? Or, something old-fashioned. That's really what it is. Vintage or antique looking. That's black. And maybe even an authentic one. Actually, he's looking for an authentic one too. Not a mock vintage or mock antique. He's looking for a portable one with a case. You can reach out to him. That is 847-372-8083. That's 847-372-8083. That's the number to dial. Another Tradio caller here, Greg. He is looking for those bicycles, parts, pieces, and or accessories. Of course, they can be in any condition. He's also looking for vintage Omega watches. Men's and women's watches, and also the diver style watches. He's a collector, not a dealer, so he'll pay a fair price on those too. He also is looking for old gas tether cars. Some were made by the Cox Corporation, so anything like that, he's interested. And then he also has a Schwinn 312 Goose Island bicycle for $99. It still runs good. It looks nice too. It's a nice yellow, bright yellow color with black on there. And then he also is looking for an old racing, an old racing go-kart, but any old racing go-karts that might be available for him. And then he's also looking for his son is looking for some Pokemon cards and also some extra pieces for a Shuko Disney monorail toy. Now he is also selling 2 Lionel Pioneer Zephyrs. They've got the nice shiny chrome on there. They're 4 feet long each, in excellent condition. And then he also is looking for, he has a Hamilton Beach 3-head milkshake maker. It's in ivory color. The color ivory comes with 3 cups as well for $425. And then, of course, you can reach out to him for more information. That's 847-962-6033. That's 962-6033. That's the number to dial. So that's Greg if you want to reach out to him. We have Jeff looking for trains and parts for trains, preferably cars, but any train memorabilia will do. He's also looking for model railroad items, including the buildings, the little setups, the little characters, little things like that, little benches, maybe a stop sign, maybe a mailbox, just little cute little things like that that you would put in a model railroad display. So if anyone has anything, you can reach out to him today. That's Jeff at 630-251-2956. At 630-251-2956. Check him out for more information. You can call that number today. And then finally, we still have that RV fridge for sale. This person located in McHenry does. The asking price on this is $300. It's a Dometic AC/DC. It's LP gas, 110 volts and 12 volts. It's a model 2554LB. And that number to dial is 815-245-0670. That's 815-245-0670 is that number. And again, it's that RV fridge for sale. So those are the Tradio callers. Feel free to reach out today, 847-931-1410. You want to start your spring cleaning a little early. You're looking for a gift to give someone. You know someone that says, hey, I really like this item. I've been looking for it for a long time. Help a brother, help a sister out. I don't know. Help a loved one, help a family member, a friend, anyone like that. So feel free to reach out to us today if you're interested. That's for the Tradio segment. We can go through some of the national days here. We talked a lot about the Strawberry Ice Cream Day, Hat Day, and Bagel Day. We didn't go through the word of the day yet. I did want to go through that. It's cloying. Cloying is an adjective spelled C-L-O-Y-I-N-G. That's cloying. Is used disapprovingly to describe something that's too sweet, pleasant, or sentimental. So for an example here, she finds most romantic comedies cloying and predictable, right? Maybe some of us even find, it's no insult to people who watch the Hallmark Channel, but the Hallmark movies sometimes are a little, I wouldn't say cloying. They're not necessarily cloying. I mean, they're predictable, which is not the word of the day today, but they kind of are. I don't know. I get a kick out of it, though, when my mom watches Hallmark movies and something's coming up, and my dad's like, I know what's going to happen. I know exactly how the story is going to go. That's what he says. And my mom goes, yeah, I know, me too, but it's nice and comforting. I do like Hallmark movies. They are nice and comforting to kind of even have in the background too when you're baking or cooking something or doing some chores, stuff like that, things around the house. Good to have that in the background. But anyway, that is the word of the day today. You can check this out and more posted on their website. Don't forget, of course, St. Joseph Hospital is the sponsor for today's show, Out to Lunch. Get back to doing what you love with expert orthopedic and spine care at St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin. From advanced surgery to personalized rehab, their specialists are with you throughout your care journey. St. Joseph Hospital is now a proud member of Prime Healthcare, and they are here to keep you moving. So you can schedule your appointment today by calling 847-931-5525 or visit stjosephelgin.com. That's stjosephelgin.com for more information. So with the remainder of the time, we're approaching the next break here in just a little bit. But what we'll do in the meantime is we'll go through kind of what's happening locally in the area. We've got exploreelginarea.com that you can check out. You can also view the local libraries and see what's happening there. Of course, the panel discussions at the Gail Borden Public Library are still going on too. Also, I wanted to remind you as well, there's still time to sign up for the youth event. Now, this is the youth event. It's the Dr. MLK Jr. youth event that's coming up on January 19th. So this is the youth event. If you want to join them, it's coming up. That is at the center of Elgin. That's at the center of Elgin at 100 Symphony Way. That's January 19th. It's from 8 a.m. to 12. It's organized by the Martin Luther King Subcommittee. You can join them for a celebration of the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. at their annual MLK Jr. youth event. Join them as we have workshops on what it means to dream and the importance of acceptance. There's no cost to join, so feel free to check out more information. If you want to email them for any inquiries, that's mlk@elginil.gov. Again, mlk@elginil.gov is how you can reach out to them for more information. What do we have in store tomorrow for Out to Lunch? I'm having a good interview here coming up tomorrow. We're having Elisa Reamer, who is the communications coordinator for downtown Geneva, along with Michael, who's the owner of Stockholm's Brew Pub in Geneva. We'll be coming into the station at 11 o'clock to talk with us about Geneva's Restaurant Week. We're going to speak with Michael on why he chose to be a part of this. I'm sure he's been a part of it before in the past, and his experiences and what people have said, all the cool stuff there too, give you a little insight on what Stockholm's Brew Pub has to offer. And then also speaking with Elisa a bit about the Restaurant Week brought to you by the Geneva Chamber of Commerce. So it's a fun activity to do. It is already starting in 2 days. So when we have the interview tomorrow, it'll be starting when we say it tomorrow. That'll be there too. That'll be on the 17th through till the 25th. Is when they're doing this for Geneva's Restaurant Week. They have a list of all the different participating restaurants that'll be available. You can try, of course, Italian food. You can try some Latin fusions, maybe some American food, Mexican food. They have a whole list of those different choices. And yes, Stockholm's Brew Pub, again, is on that list. They've got some other choices too. The Walrus Room is another one that's a little bit more on the kind of fine dining. You get fine food and cocktails. So that's available. They also do have some more of the casual dining to enjoy, pub-style foods. Stockholm's Brew Pub, right? The pub-style foods are available. So Geneva Ale House. But we'll go into more detail coming up tomorrow. That'll be at 11 o'clock. So I'm looking forward to having her on with us, and also Michael. And we thank them for taking their time and energy to come onto the air to talk with us here during the Out to Lunch segment. So it's going to be good. And with that being said, it is 45 past the hour. We're going to take another quick time out. And of course, when we come back, we'll discuss more on what's happening here locally in the Fox River Valley area. We'll also maybe do some Out to Lunch talks. That's where I get any emails from folks out there. And I'll bring them up and talk about them here. So stay tuned for more here on WRMN. We'll be back with more in just a bit.
Before the weather gets too cold, it's time to finish up those outdoor jobs. That's why ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and to the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
What's the best way to get rid of a timeshare that you don't want? Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline. We're a group of attorneys that help customers legally exit their timeshares. It's an easy process. We guarantee results or you pay nothing. Exit your timeshare today. Call now.
800-890-5957. 800-890-5957. That's 800-890-5957.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Clutter happens, but junk doesn't have to weigh you down. At the Junk Luggers, we're your full-service junk removal and hauling pros, tackling everything from single-item pickups to major cleanouts. We handle the heavy lifting, and with our commitment to the Green Way, we rehome and recycle to keep your unwanted items out of landfills. So, whether you're clearing out the garage, downsizing, or saying goodbye to old furniture, we make the process eco-friendly and easy. Call 1-800-LUGJUNK or visit junkluggers.com today. Let's save your space and the planet together.
Are you suffering with anxiety, depression, PTSD, an eating disorder, or even a substance abuse problem? If it's causing problems at work or with your family, get help now at Insight Mental Health and Wellness. We can help and treat all types of depression and mental issues. We'll help you use your insurance to get away from it all to a beautiful, sunny, and tranquil vacation-like environment so you can recharge yourself. And with a Family Medical Leave Act, you could take the time off you need from work. Plus, with the Affordable Care Act, your treatment could be 100% covered. If you're suffering from any kind of anxiety, depression, PTSD, eating disorder, or even a substance abuse problem, use your insurance and get away from it all. Come to sunny California. Call Insight Mental Health and Wellness now. 800-419-0287. 800-419-0287. 800-419-0287. That's 800-419-0287.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN, the voice of the Valley and the talk of the town, broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you, the Fox River Valley area. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. Of course, we hope that you're enjoying this lovely afternoon here. It is a Thursday. It's the 15th already here. We're getting closer into the weekend. So don't miss out on these great opportunities for some fun things to do over the weekend. We'll go through some of those as well, what's happening locally in the Fox River Valley area. Remember, you are listening to WRMN AM 1410. And it looks like we do have a commenter here. Is this Greg? Yes, I figured it was. Greg shared a picture with us about his hat. That is a cool hat, by the way, Greg. That's a nice blue color. That's almost kind of well, it's a little lighter than the WRMN, but that nice ring around it that's got that, I think it is, unless it's a shadow, that cloth around it, a little boat, like a little tie cloth. That's definitely WRMN colors. I like the hat. That is a snazzy hat. Now, that's a hat that you would see out in public somewhere. It would stand out like a sore thumb. It's a Bailey hat. He even got the box that comes with it. Bailey of Hollywood, established in 1922. That's very cool. That is a very sharp-looking hat. It's also got a lot of character to it, too, because not only is it a classy-looking hat, but it's got that bright color in there to kind of spruce it up, right? Show you that. And I love that. That's fantastic. So, and yes, it is for sale. Folks, reach out to Greg today. Greg says it. He's got it for sale here. If you're interested in this beautiful blue hat that he has, feel free to reach out to him today. That's 847-962-6033. That's 847-962-6033. So I'm going to put that on Tradio. He also has a Bailey blue hat for sale. And it also comes with the box, the original box, that is. So that's very good. So if you want to reach out to him today, again, that's 847-962-6033 for more information. We have a caller on hold here. Let's take it to the phone lines. Hi there, caller. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. This is Gary. I called a time or two. No, just once before, actually. I'm looking for a typewriter, and I got not a single call.
Not yet.
So if there's anyone out there who might have an old typewriter, into the 60s, whatever, one of the mechanical kind, not electric, I would love one of those. So if anybody has one they're wanting to sell to me, I'm available. Just please call at 847-372-8083, and I'll be happy to make arrangements. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it, Gary. Thanks again.
Okay,
all right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. All right, Gary's calling in again here on the 15th of January, Again, he's still looking for that typewriter. He hasn't got any calls yet. So if you are interested, please feel free to reach out to him. He's looking for a typewriter, a black one from like the 30s to the 60s, a portable one with a case. Again, that number to dial is 847 372 8083. 847 372 8083. So what do we have locally here in the Fox River Valley area? What's coming up? Well, of course, you can step into spring. Batavia Main Street recently posted on their Facebook page that there's an event that's coming up here in March. So you can kind of march into March, I guess you could say, with a nice kick in your step and a glass of wine in your hand with the Wine Walk. You can enjoy a day of shopping, sipping, and socializing coming up March 21st. This is located in downtown Batavia, and those tickets are on sale. I'm definitely going to have them on the air to talk more about this with us. But those tickets are $39. They're available now at downtownbatavia.com. If you go to their website, they're available there. You can discover unique shops, boutiques, businesses, sipping your way through the historic downtown Batavia. Now, this is a fresh, festive way to experience everything in their community and what they have to offer. So if you want to check it out, it's their Step into Spring Wine Walk coming up in March. That sounds like a really grand time. So you can reach out to them for more info, but that'll be from 1 until 5 p.m. on Saturday, March 21st. So that's Saturday, March 21st is when that'll be. What are some other things that are coming up here too? You can shop the indoor market that's coming up here this weekend. This is also in Batavia. This is the Batavia Farmers Market that's coming up here. This is with Sturdy Shelter Brewing and a couple other places that'll be featured. Shop the indoor market coming up this Saturday, and it's from 9 until noon. Now, each week you'll find 20 plus local vendors. They're going to be selling those locally raised meats, fresh produce, handmade pasta, handmade baked goods, hot sauce, soups, and so much more. So it sounds like a good time to check out all these different fresh vegetables, fruits and herbs, baked goods, ready to eat foods too. So if you maybe don't want to have to do too much cooking, those options are available along with all the other great ones too at this local market. And it's indoors, so you don't have to wait outdoors. It's going to be cold outside, folks, as we know it. Let's see some other things here. Geneva Restaurant Week is almost here. Yes. And they did announce here some fun things that you can enjoy. You can enjoy the Dine on the Nines. We'll talk a little bit with Elisa tomorrow on that for more information, but you can find that. That's posted under the Geneva's Chamber of Commerce. That's on their website. They have a bunch of different things that are coming up. So that is for Geneva's Restaurant Week. So very good. Lots of good restaurants, opportunities to check out. Let's see what else is happening here locally in the Fox River Valley area. There are some good things that you can enjoy. If you want to get into the season for the Bears, we're already in it here. We play it on the AM 1410 dial. Game day has just got sweeter. You can get your Bears cookies before the game. Now, where can you go to get this? Well, this is at a local business located in Algonquin and Lake in the Hills area. This is called Conrad's Bakery. They have cute cookies there that they are having, including Bears 2026. You can be the life of the party. They also offer catering too. So if you want to bear down a little bit, hunker down, get all settled and ready for the game, the perfect way for watching, sharing, and celebrating, and especially for every touchdown too. So some local businesses are definitely actively part of that. That's fantastic. There's some other events, of course, too. Batavia Main Street events is coming up here. Of course, we know it. It's coming up. It's still the winter time. We're in that hot coffee, hot chocolate season. So a lot of local places do offer that too. Viator Coffee does. Blue Box Cafe. Any local businesses where you can find some good homemade items are good. Especially for maybe going into this new year, 2026. We talked about New Year's resolutions. Maybe you want to start supporting more local businesses that are featured. Feel free to do so. It's a great way to be a part of the community, and a lot of those dollars go back into the community to help each other out. Don't forget, you can also check out exploreelginarea.com if you want to view everything that's coming up. Cookie and Cocoa Bingo will be coming up this Sunday. That's at State Street Markets. Beautiful place to go to with over 35 plus shops for you to explore and enjoy. $5 for 2 cards. The proceeds will benefit the Community Crisis Center. That's coming up this Sunday from 12 to 4. You can call today to reserve your spot. This is for ages 16 and up at 847-695-3066. They have great shops there. And they have a lot of cool tea products if you're looking to get some tea. So I just gave you the tea on that for the little tea, those little tea products. So they're really cool, though. They got some nice British tea I've seen with Queen Elizabeth's picture on it. This does wrap it up here for Out to Lunch. Up next, we have What's Cooking Today, followed by Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. Then we have Big Top Sports. We've got the WRMN News. We've got a political talk show and the Voice of Reason. More local programming is coming your way to the listeners on your radio dial, on YouTube, through our app, or also our website. Thanks again for tuning in today here to Out to Lunch. I'll be back again tomorrow. I'll be back here again in a couple hours, or really just an hour, for Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. So stay tuned for that and more. We've got Dennis Green. He'll be joining us here on the air during that 3 o'clock hour. Have a wonderful rest of your day and a lovely, sunny, happy Thursday.